Ever hear the tragedy of too many pedals at once? It's not the legend that the Jedi would tell you. Some say he could manipulate the midichlorians on the knobs to create life.
Oh, hi, one person that watches all my videos. I am happy to see you. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to show you the ultimate pedal board and the tones and the pedals inside there and how it can be achieved to manipulate the midichlorians to create life. A few days ago I posted a video where I unboxed the ultimate pedal board. Schmidt Array pedal boards made the absolute dream of a pedal board. It doesn't get any better than this. I linked that video in the description for you to check it out if you haven't seen the unboxing, the legitimate unboxing. And today, here I have the Schmidt Array pedal board right next to me. But it's a little bit different since the day I unboxed it, because the contents inside are arranged the way I wanted them to be arranged. It took me very many tries to arrange it the way I wanted to arrange, and I already did several gigs with this setup. So welcome, nerds and geeks of guitar tone. Let's all geek out together. Let's, yeah, well, here it is. I'm opening it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5. Did I not unlatch the other thing? God damn it, I didn't unlatch it. Okay, you gotta unlatch these things first, okay? It's extremely satisfying, by the way. Very nice. Okay, 5, 4, 3, okay, here, look. Look, glorious music plays in the background. So this is it. He said, and then got more pedals. But wait, the shield comes off. So we're gonna take the shield off. I call it the shield. It's the lid, but it's actually, this thing is of such a grandiose proportions that it's an insult to call it the lid. It's actually should be calling a shield. And when it's fully turned on, this board has a magnetic field of its own. You might think, oh, well, very cool. These are higher up and these are lower. No, actually, it's 2 decks, and this lower stuff, why is this off? It should be on. And this should be off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to walk you through the madness behind my logic and the reasoning for the signal chain, and why I did it the way I did it and the way it sounds. And the beauty of this pedal board, you don't need an amp. There's no amp needed. This is fully self-sustaining ecosystem when it comes to tonal capacity. So now I'm going to plug it in the way I would plug it in at a gig, which I have done quite a few gigs with it now, but I'm still editing those particular videos. So it's going to be a little bit before you see it. So this is my left, and this is my right. This is, I would give these 2 cables to the sound guy and just go direct into the mixing board, to the house PA. But in this particular situation, we're gonna go direct into my field recorder. And so you get clean sound. And from this part on, from the video, it's best if you put headphones on or you listen through some stereo speakers. Because if you don't, then you're not going to hear very many good things, you see? Then you're just going to hear mono, which is no fun. Let's take a moment to appreciate the cable management. It's quite beautiful, isn't it? It's very beautiful. 2 Strymon iridiums. For what reason? Well, I will explain to you. I'll explain to you later, so you just got to be patient. I'm going to walk you through the signal chain only once, so pay attention. Guitar into the input. Very nice input. Then from input to Wampler Ego compressor, the lowest noise floor compressor on the market. Then from Wampler Ego compressor to JHS, the color box with an actual picture of a console here, which is quite amazing. Then from the color box, we are traveling to the first floor. And in the first floor, we have Walrus Audio EB10 EQ boost utility kind of thing. Then from here, we are traveling to Boss OD200, every overdrive and every distortion imaginable, and it has it here. Then from here, we are going to Boss SY1 synthesizer right here. Then from Boss S1 synthesizer, we're going to the Generation Loss by Cooper Effects featuring Chase Bliss, or Chase Bliss featuring Cooper Effects. I'm not entirely sure. Then from here, we are coming back. Look, we're coming back and making a turn, and we are here. MD200 by Boss. Then this was, by the way, this was all mono, and this is where mono ends. Now we're going stereo. From Boss MD200, stereo out, stereo in, to Wampler Terraform. From Wampler Terraform, stereo out, parallel, left and right, Julia Chorus from Walrus, and The Chemist from Matthews Effects. One on the left, one on the right, and parallel. Then from here into Boss DD200. It's digital delay, kind of like skittish, right? Then from here, left, right, in parallel. We're going to Minim on one side by Old Blood Noise Endeavors, and on the other side, we're going to ARP 87 by Walrus Audio. And then Minim travels into Slow, right here, by Walrus. And ARP 87 goes into Matthews Effects The Astronomer, all parallel, by the way. This is still stereo. And then from Astronomer, we're going into one Strymon Iridium, and then from Slow, we're going into the other Strymon Iridium. And that is the signal chain. It's like, oh my God, this is so complicated. But guess what? It sounds great. I'm like Andy from Reverb pedal demos. So I'm leaving, okay, I'm gonna shut everything off actually. I think everything is off. Okay, so this is my clean tone. It's usable. I've used that before at gigs. But this is like direct to the board. There's no amp. Guess what? Now we have amps. Very good. It's kind of like, So here's what I do. This pedal, EB10, EQ Boost Utility, is always on. I always leave it on. And my setting is, it goes 6, 6, 6, and low, mid, high, and it's all up. You see this thing, it goes, all of these three are up. So this is always on. And with it, it kind of like opens up. It adds stuff, okay? I've listened to it myself. I've heard the difference. I like it. Then what I like to do, I like the compressor. Ego. It kind of like evens stuff out if I'm playing too quietly. And if I turn the blend all the way up and the attack and sustain, I can do like country Nashville kind of thing. Like. I rarely do that, but you can totally do that, and it's totally cool. So we're just gonna leave it at this setting. Usually I like the Ego compressor, like everything at 12 o'clock for whatever reason. Unless I have some sort of a guitar that's like lacking in highs, or the pickups are lacking in highs, so I like to turn the tone to like 1 o'clock like that. So the next pedal in the chain is actually JHS Color Box, and you can use it as a preamp, or you can actually use it as very many things. Right now I have it set to like kind of like a distortion setting. And it has this like step knob, and the higher you turn up the step knob, the more nuts it gets. So, but I like keeping it here. We're gonna shut it off for now. Next pedal is actually this. The OD200 It has like every overdrive. Not only that, it has actually a noise gate. So if I go like fully nuts on like some crazy overdrive, I can go to noise gate and just put a gate on it. You see? It's very quiet. Which is beautiful. My favorite setting, I think I mostly use like somewhere over here. It's kind of like a blues overdrive, kind of like layered. I can layer it with this one. But with the type of music I'm looking to play, I've caught myself using less and less distortion and less overdrive. For the blues stuff and for the blues competition in Memphis, that was all the rage, you know, like overdrive, distortion, kind of like blues solo, and hey, can you feel the blues, people? But the type of music I'm looking to do, you know, I guess the distortion era, it's kind of like the era of jazz with tone, with tone knob rolled down all the way. It's kind of like, does anyone play that? Okay, not a lot of people play that anymore, okay? So I think that's sort of what's happening with the distortion. So that's why I use it with a piezo pickup on, because then it retains higher frequency. I'm like nerding out, like geeking out right now, because, well, it's like technical knowledge without the technical lexicon. So it's like, I'm like going full Brian Wampler, but without any actual knowledge and any like real words or educational material here for you guys. So this is piezo off. This is piezo on the Majesty. So adds higher frequencies, right? And it sounds way better with piezo. Piezo off. This is what I believe what they tried to do with Fishman Fluence pickups. It's like all these new like active humbucker pickups. They're trying to do the humbucker that has the highs of a single coil. And apparently it must be hard to do, because not everyone, you know, was been able to do that, I guess. But Fishman Fluence, they kind of nailed it. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about the pedal chain. So okay, next one. It's MD200. As you notice, we're not going in the chronological particular order. I'm just kind of going through the thing. But what I like to do is to add this with this. So the beauty of the SY1 is like they took the SY300 from a few years back and they put it in the compact kind of mode. So this thing has like hundreds of like synthesizer, organ, bass effects. So I put this before this because I use this. There's no like correct rule. There's no like correct way of doing it. But this is like what I found that I like the most. So it's like kind of like organ here on this one. And then I can add like higher overtones. But there's way more to this. You can do like stuff like that. So this is without. So this is without the MD200. And now I'm going to add overtones. Right, so that's cool. Now in between these two, I have this one. And what does this do? This is quite unique. It makes your tone, guitar tone, sound like it's going through a tape, like a VHS tape. Which is absolutely beautiful. So you can create like different soundscapes. But the soundscapes wouldn't be complete soundscapes without additional modulation, delays, and reverbs. So one of my favorite pedals of 2019, 2020, Wampler Terraform. So what I like to do with this, MD200 goes stereo into this. And then I set it, I think on the vibrato setting, I think that's what it's called. And I slow down the rate, but then I have the depth all the way up. And I think the blend and the volume and variable here. So now if you're listening through the headphones, let me shut these off, okay? So we don't get too confused. Do you have headphones on? Because if you don't have headphones or stereo speakers, you're not going to experience the effect. So now let's start adding some like lo-fi. Some like, now we can get like this, this, and this. It just gives like a bunch of like new ideas, you know, because usually you don't hear guitar that way, and in recordings you do. You know, anybody who goes with electric guitar to a recording studio, they're like, okay, let's double it up and let's pan it. So I'm like, why can't we do it live? And it turns out with technology, we can. I'm still limited by technology of my own time because I have some other radical ideas that I would like to accomplish with the guitar tone. But it's 2020 and we're not quite there yet. You guys, okay, because I'm from the future. From Wampler Terraform, I go stereo out in parallel. So I got Julia on one side. Can you guess which side it is? Because it's only on one side. And then I have the Chemist on the other side. Okay, let's shut this off for now. So the Chemist is here, like hard right, and the Julia is right here. Let's just increase the rate. And now guitar stops sounding like a guitar. It's like a synthesizer, organ, kind of like a completely different instrument where you can we can do something else, something opposite of gent. And opposite of gent is actual good music. Anyone who comments in the comments, but does it gent, gets automatically banned! Now, from Chemist and Julia, we're going to DD200. It's a stereo delay, digital delay, all kinds of things going on. So let's experience it. And it's like jumping, right? And when you play on the big stage, with like good sound system and you get to do this, it sounds great, it feels great. Now for me, this stereo delay was not enough. I needed more stereo delay. Don't ask why, okay? So let's shut this off. By the way, Chemist has these two functions, so I'm gonna probably get into it in some other video. Let me know in the comments if there's like any thing in particular that you would like me like do a deeper dive in. But this is like my favorite pedals. This combination in this particular order. So after DD200, one side goes into minim and the other side goes into ARP87. So let's just try out these two separately, okay? So this is my, well, it's no longer clean tone. Is chorus somewhere on? Yeah, it is. So Julia and it's okay. We're gonna shut these off. So here's minim on the left. And on the right, we got ARP87. They're both like really unique. That's what I like. You know, like you would think I could put the same delay pedals on opposite sides and maybe like do different tempos, but I like the fact that it kind of changes up the sound because they're different. They're just so different. Minim has like several unique functions as well as ARP87. One of my favorite functions on minim is this reverse thing. So I engage the reverse thing and listen. It's all on the left. There's a lot going on. And then from here, from the delays, we have like what? We have 4 modulation pedals. No, not 4. 6 modulation pedals, 2 potential overdrives distortions, 3 delays, and then we have 2 reverbs in parallel in stereo. So let's go to reverbs now, okay? Hi, this is Andy from Reverb, and this is my clean tone. Just kidding. Astronomer. Over here. Has several unique functions. It has this like shimmering, shimmery. And slow. And slow is like a unique package all on its own. So I have the slow in this mode and I have the X knob all the way up, which adds a lower octave. And if I go the mix like this, then attack disappears. And then, after all this, it goes to the amps. The iridiums are always on. I don't change any settings on it. The bass, the mid, the treble is all at 12 o'clock. The level is at 12 o'clock. The drive is at like 15% or so. I have the left side is on the Marshall one type of cabinet speaker, and the right side is on the Marshall 812s. Is it 812s? I think it's 812s IR response. And it's just like, you know, 2 amps on like different sides. And that's basically it. So with this thing, as you noticed, I don't have a wah pedal because I think it just, wah pedal just chains you down to one spot too much, and I kind of want to run around a lot. If there's a stage larger than you know 1 square meter, I want to run around, you know. So here are some of the ideas that I've been playing with as a few days ago when I actually configured this. So that's that is that. that's my pedal board rundown. Let me know if you'd like me to go in depth on individual pedals. All the links, affiliate links that help me out but doesn't cost you to buy a pedal anymore, but it helps me out, are in the description below if you want to buy any of these pedals. Also Schmidt Array pedal board, also link in the description. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. I will see you.